You are listening to Pro Saints Talk, presented by Boot Crew Media. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Boot Crew Media. That is crew with a K.
For the win! Stride, here he goes.
You play every play like it's the most important play of the game.
Harris still going. And what a catch by Thomas.
And what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Pro Saints Talk, the home of your 5-2 in second place.
Yes, sir.
New Orleans Saints. Tampa Bay plays tonight. We'll know how they fare out there. We could be in first.
Yeah, hopefully.
Could be in first soon here.
We'll see.
Before we start here, Pro Saints Talk is proud to partner up with Owner's Box. Owner's Box is bringing the new wave of fantasy sports right to your phone or tablet. Sign up today and receive a $25 Owner's Bucks bonus offer. Download the app or visit www.ownersbox.com for more information. Get out there and vote, people. Tomorrow's the big day. Well, today. We're in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Get out there and vote.
Get out there and vote. Do your civic duty. I don't care who you're voting for other than yes for sports gambling right now.
That's all we care about.
That's all we care about over here at
go
Pro
ahead.
Saints Talk and Owner's Box. Well, Rye Guy, we're down a soldier today.
Yeah.
Old Patty Wheels, old psychopath.
Psychopath.
Went a little psycho on me there yesterday. Had a couple cocktails. We went and played golf in the morning. It was a beautiful day. It was lovely out. Go get a couple balls. Go back to the house. Got some chicken wings.
Man.
Patty got into the Jameson.
Sounds like a day.
And I think I have it marked down here exactly where he fell asleep.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we'll get into that. But anyway, breaking news of the day: Saints trade for some linebacker help.
Yep.
Fantastic. We trade Kiko Alonso and a 5th-round pick over to the San Francisco 49ers for hometown boy, Quan Alexander.
Finally an LSU
Finally,
linebacker.
I was going to say a LSU defensive player.
Yeah, that's true.
When was the last time that's happened?
That lineman, what was his name?
Oh, Woods.
Yeah, exactly.
Woods. That was him.
You're right.
Al Woods.
Al Woods, 4th round pick.
Bango.
Yep.
That's right. I remember that.
That was it.
All right. So, wrong. We have had him in a
Yeah,
while.
but I mean, that was like, he was on the team for like 10 minutes.
yeah,
So,
cup of coffee.
right.
But yeah, so we trade up for some linebacker help, which is huge. Now, Quan is coming off of a ankle injury, which he's just starting to get back into practice, though. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, watching him play when he was with Tampa Bay for those couple of years, I'm excited.
Yeah, no. He definitely brings a lot of athleticism to the linebacker. I mean, obviously we have some athletic guys already, but yeah, it adds another guy.
I'd rather do it. And he's young. He's 26. Get some young help there. I know DeMario's up there. It went up there, but he's 31.
Right.
You know, he did just sign a big contract. Anal zone is a injury risk.
Yeah.
Even though he's been holding up nicely this year. I'm going to knock on wood there.
It just doesn't make very many splash plays, you know.
No, but I mean, I'd rather have a solid linebacker than an occasional
true.
splash guy.
That's true.
You know what I'm
but
talking
like
about?
you said, injuries are right around the corner for that guy.
He's
so.
always had shoulder issues. He's had a shoulder issue every year he's been with us, even when he was back at Florida. So
Right.
to have that depth, and so we can kind of maybe move away from this 4-2-5 kind of defense that we're running at all times, it fucking seems.
So many safeties.
So many safeties on the field all the fucking time.
All
man.
the time.
But yeah, so I mean, if we can move to that, I mean, honestly, I mean, we're great against the run already, so we don't have to worry about that. But to add a guy who can cover from the linebacking spot and who is athletic, it's awesome. I mean, and we may not be done yet. I mean, trade deadline is what, today, according to the podcast?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
when this
future,
is released.
the
Yeah.
future.
It'll be that day. But I mean, I think like 3 p.m. that day, so you know, you never know.
Yeah, so it's just about over with. But I mean, it would be cool to see us make another little move here. But to make a move, especially at the linebacker spot, where it seems like these guys are going for, I mean, 5th rounders across the board.
It's like peanuts, man.
Yeah, you had Quan Alexander today. You had who was it that got traded from the Jets to the Steelers also? Whatever his name is. But anyway, he gets traded for a 5th-round pick also.
Right,
He's a
right.
guy. What a fucking move for him.
Right.
He goes from 0-7 to 8-0 or whatever it is, or the opposite.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Or
But
who was it from Dallas? Everson Griffin.
oh yeah, he got out of Dallas
sixth-round
too.
pick, I think.
Sixth
Like-
round pick for that one. Yeah, these guys are just going for fucking scraps and pennies. It's
Right.
and I'm glad we cashed in on it because there's a lot of teams that need the help that aren't budging, and
Yeah.
thankfully we did.
Obviously, like I did like Hiko, and so I mean,
He's an alpha, bro. You talking about him last
total
time.
alpha, man. But no, like, I thought he brought an attitude to the defense that maybe was lacking, especially in the linebacking core that was kind of lacking there for a minute. So I was hoping he would bring some of that back. But I mean, who knows where he's at? He's coming off an ACL tear. He
Yep.
just started practicing again. I mean, you never really know with those sort of things. It can be kind of tricky. A guy's knee could swell up 2 weeks into him playing again, and he's back on IR.
Yeah, but they've moved into this cadaver ACL stuff over the past couple of years, and these guys have been coming back pretty strong.
True, but I think he's had 3 ACL tears or
that's
something
right.
in his
That's
career.
right. Yeah, he's had a couple.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, that'll do it. But anyway, so we had a linebacker. After our defense plays a game, I don't know what to call it exactly just yet.
Yeah.
Gave up some big plays, had some nice plays. Obviously, we stopped the run, but big win, 27-24
Huge win.
in Chicago.
Yep. In the weather.
In the weather, as people like to say, "Ooh, you can't play in the cold."
Yeah, the Saints can't play outside. Ooh, it's cold.
We were actually talking today. I did see a stat. Ross and I were talking. We're actually outside games. The last 13, I think we're 12-1.
Wow.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that, right?
No.
You would not fucking think that. But we
No.
saw that, and it opened my eyes there. So really good on that. But I was bringing up the point. It was like, but they try to say it's the cold weather. Like Drew can't play in the cold.
Right.
Which, let's be fucking honest, people. If you don't live in a cold weather environment
Right.
and you go there to play, what, one time a year?
Right, maybe,
You're
yeah.
probably not going to be in the best shape to do it.
No, not at all. I mean, yeah, it's cold. The ball gets really hard. It hurts when it hits your hands.
What I was going to say before we get in, when we get to the little doink here, I want to bring up the cold because I noticed something with Lutz at the beginning of the game. But so anyway, let's jump into the game here.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's jump into it. So we get the ball first. Right out the gates, we see a 3rd and Taysom. Now, we saw it. I was upset, but it worked.
Yeah.
So, hey, now I'm a happy fella.
Of course.
But yeah, so we see a 3rd and Taysom play right out the gate. It was successful.
Mm-hmm.
Then Josh Hill falls on a screenplay that should have gone for about 40.
Oh my God, I was screaming at the TV.
Yeah, I mean,
Turf monster got him.
it was just wide open in front of him, and he had blockers.
Yes.
Let's see. So then AK breaks it for a long run. What? It was on a 3rd and short, but we end up having to settle for a Lutz field goal.
Man, that kid's good, huh?
Yeah, so this is what I was going to say. So the first field goal that Lutz kicked, the ball sounded heavy.
Oh, wow.
And then the kickoff after is when he squibbed it up the middle. Now, looking back at it now after seeing the whole game, I
Yeah.
think that kind of ended up being the game plan for kickoffs
Yeah, that
because
was.
they did that a lot.
For sure.
But when that first happened, I was like, holy shit,
Right.
he can't kick in the cold.
No, I think it had more to do with who they were kicking to.
Right.
They have some respect for Cordero Patterson.
Oh, 100%. Like I said, now,
Yeah.
hindsight 2020 after seeing the rest of the game and what they did. But
Right.
when he kicked that field goal and it clumped off his foot and then he kicked the following one, I was like, oh my God, he can't kick in the cold. These balls are cement. for him.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so
That's
it was,
fair.
so he came around, it was luckily, but yeah, so I noticed that right off the bat and that had me worried. But following drive, the defense bends and doesn't break after a big Davenport sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I wish Pat
I'm
was
eating
here
some
right
crow
now.
right now, Pat. I'm eating some crow for you, buddy.
Yeah, and I mean on that drive, when I say they bent and didn't break, they fucking bent.
Yes,
They
big
were
time.
very close. Luckily, stops
Very
them for a
close.
Santos field goal and
Yeah.
ties it up at 3. Saints end the first with a 20-yard catch and run by Kamara on what Pat was screaming in my living room is the best route in the playbook. Now, he did that little, starting the shotgun next to Drew, and he did that, what is it, like out to the tackle and then
Yeah.
back break towards the middle.
Right, option route.
Yeah, he said that about 6 times, screaming it. It's the best route in the playbook. Bah, 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 bah.
I mean, it is hard to stop. He's not wrong about that.
I mean, yeah, he's always getting, seems like positive yards out of that.
right.
But then we get a 1st and Taysom.
Yeah.
Don't see that often.
Sure don't.
Another successful play puts us in the red zone.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we have to settle for another field goal, and he doinks it.
Yes. A short field goal, too. I think it was only like 27 yards, I believe.
Yes, and this is also where I was like, he can't kick in the Colts. It's like, we are fucked.
Ball's too
The
heavy.
ball's too heavy. His foot's too small. Something's going on here. So I'm losing. I'm like, oh, well, fuck. If Lutz can't kick, I think we're fucked here. But anyway,
Right.
so he comes back. He finishes up
Well,
nicely.
you pointed this out to me when I brought it up to, the replay did show the laces.
Laces were in.
And that's,
Laces were in,
so
man.
you can't put that 100% on Lutz there.
Laces were in. And I've always been like one of those guys that like, what do you fuck? You really want me to think
Right.
the laces have something to do with it? I think they do.
I think at this level, for sure,
Yeah.
it makes a difference,
For sure. But yeah. So after all that, he doinks it. Bears capitalize. This is when they go on their little run here. Bears capitalize with a 50-yarder from Foles to Mooney. Beautiful play. Then, immediately followed up by a 24-yard strike to Robinson on another dime by Foles.
Yeah.
Now, this is where Troy Aikman comes over and says that Lattimore is one of the best corners in the league. And to which me and Pat look at each other and go, what games are you watching?
I know, right?
Because that does not add up with the narrative of what's going on the field.
Right.
So we go down, what is it, 10-3 at this point.
Yep.
Now, Pat also screaming in my living room, don't blink, over and over again. Said that about 6 times. So Saints punt, Bears punt. Saints punt again after a Tommy Lee Lewis sighting and a reception short on the first down.
I thought we were in trouble as soon as I saw him out there. I'm not going to lie.
Well, when 14 ran on the field, I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no.
I saw this little guy, and I was like, oh, that's got to be him.
That's
I
him.
knew it was him. I was on the lookout. Trust me.
Yeah, so after that, we could fall up short on that drive. Now the game must have been a little boring for Pat here. Because after screaming, don't blink in my living room, he stopped doing just that. He stopped blinking because it was about at this spot where he just completely passed out on the couch. This was after some golf, after some beers, and after some more beers. But
I remember my first beer, Pat.
my man had a rough day. I feel bad he's not here to take up for himself.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, so after that, Montgomery breaks off a 38-yard run. Now, on this play, Rankins goes down. Do we know anything what's happening? Did he dislocate his knee? Because because Joe Buck gets on and says, out of caution, we're not going to show it again.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 3 weeks ago, they showed Dak's ankle
yeah.
about 7 fucking times
Flopping,
flapping.
yeah.
So I'm like, so his knee, like his leg must have been out. Like, what
Yeah,
do we know what's going on?
I don't know. From what I heard, this is information I gathered from my uncle. I haven't had much time to be on Twitter or anything, but my uncle was telling me that I think he read somewhere that it's a MCL sprain or something like that. So it's not a full tear. It's
Okay,
only like
good.
a partial tear,
Yeah.
which means it's probably going to be out for a while, but
Well, it depends on how bad it is. Because
Yeah.
with the rehab, if it's a partial tear, and especially if they're saying it's a partial tear and it doesn't need surgery,
right.
so it could heal up depending on how bad it is.
But also, I'm not sure on the sources on that. So, I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see the official word.
yeah.
But yeah, if it is just a sprain, then we can get him back this season at least.
True.
Yeah.
But so also here, defense bends and doesn't breaks again. Somehow holds them to another Santos field goal.
Yeah.
13-3. Saints get the ball back with 1:39 left in the half. Saints, they start moving the ball, would go for it on 4th down from the Bears 48 with 34 seconds left because that's in that kind of area where you can get away with going for it. So it actually worked out for us converting it.
Yeah.
Saints, they kept chipping away real quick. Then we got a PI on Fuller.
Yep.
Then it sets up for Breeze going to Cooks in the end zone, which was a bad pass, threw behind him. I mean, that's all you could say about that.
Yeah.
He just missed him on that one.
Right.
I mean, they tried to make it seem like Cooks was kind of falling, but he was falling back towards the ball.
Yeah, he was trying to put his foot back in the ground so he
Right.
could come back to the ball, but kind of just slipped out from under him, and it looked weird.
Yeah, but luckily, right after, we go right back to him.
Well, it
Wide
was
open
actually
again.
pretty interesting. I was kind of very confused. I mean, I understand wanting to play prevent if you're the Bears in that situation. You're trying
Dude.
But at some point, you got to stiffen up,
Also,
right?
with,
It's just
it's 3 seconds left on
Right.
the clock. There was no one around Cooks when he caught the ball.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
He was
It was
wide
like,
the fuck
they
open
were
in the
playing
end zone.
such a soft coverage. It was kind of insane. I was like, they're literally going to let us run the same play from the opposite side of the field.
And
that's
we
basically-
fucking did it.
That's
It was
basically what happened, yeah.
fantastic. But so here's a little fun stat for you. 5 games in a row. 5 games in a row, the Saints have scored going into half, all under 45 seconds. 4 of them under 15 seconds.
Damn, dude.
3 of them under 10 seconds. 2 of them under 5.
It's pretty impressive. Not gonna
Fucking
lie.
crazy. That 2-minute offense has been fucking firing on all cylinders,
Yeah.
and it's great because it kind of plays into what Drew is doing so well right now,
Yeah.
and the short picks and the short here and there, get the fuck out of bounds, stop the clock,
Right.
here and there, and it works perfectly right now. And 5 games to do that in a row is ridiculous.
Well, what's even better about it, in my opinion, is that's him calling those plays. When he gets to 2 minutes, that's him calling those plays.
Is it always like that?
Yep, he's
so
calling those
Sean
plays.
just fucking backs
I'm sure
up.
there's like scenarios when it's like, okay, we get down to, the 5-yard line with this many seconds left or whatever.
Sure.
Then it is. But when we're in the situation where it's like, he dinks the ball for 20 yards here and we're lining up and calling the next play, that's him. That's all Drew Brees, so
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
It's fucking really impressive. I mean, you think about I always joke about it, how Terry Bradshaw always talks so much shit about these quarterbacks not calling their own plays. He will drop it in every instant that he can. It's like, well, I called my own plays.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck.
Would you
it's a
have 5?
different
You probably
fucking-
had 5 plays back then,
Well,
right?
it's also that too. The playbook had to be so much
Right.
thinner. So much thinner. The type of offenses that they have nowadays. Also, I hate. Look, I respect the older guys.
Yeah.
But when you're going to sit there and tell me that you played against the same talent level
Yeah.
that these guys are playing against right now.
Right.
The same minds that
Yeah.
are on the opposite side of the ball. It's
Not even
ridiculous.
close.
That's like when the argument when it comes well, why isn't Bill Russell talked about in the NBA about being one of the tops of all
Yeah.
time? He's got 11 rings. He was
Right.
playing against Scotty Miller,
Exactly.
5'5" dudes. I've seen clips
Playing against
of
Whitey Willoughby, Peter Peckerwood.
right. So they're playing against guys it's like I look, I respect it, but we can't put you in these
No.
all-time great whatever.
No, man. You didn't have
conversations.
LeBron James swatting everything away that you tried to put up to the
Christ.
rim,
LeBron. I would love to see what LeBron would put
Could
up
you imagine that?
in the 60s. Oh my
With
god.
those shorts on, just like...
It's funny because the shorts are getting shorter
That's
nowadays.
true, that's true. But just like dunking on everybody.
They would have no idea what's happening. It's like, that doesn't count. All right, so we go into half. Again, 5 games in a row with these 2-minute offenses has been beautiful. It's really fun to watch. It gives you some hope when you sit there and you're reviewing these games and all the shitty things that you have to look over. But then you're like, oh, wait, yeah, there's this good
Right.
thing that's happening over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we go into the second half. Bears receive the second half kickoff, start the drive with the first down and start to move backwards. It's pretty funny. You had a 3rd and 4. They have a delay of game. Then you got a sack by about half the defense
Right.
gets back there. And then they have an offsides on 4th down. They punt it to Harris with a big return who gets us down to the 16.
Dude, he had a game.
Did he? Man, did he? Yeah. I mean, he's got another big return coming up too. But it's like, again, another Lutz field goal. We get to the 16-yard line,
I know.
and we can't put it in.
Yeah,
Now,
we're struggling in the red zone.
It's rough. Although the
both
Bears,
sides of the ball.
well, also the Bears are number 1 defense in the red zone.
Yes,
They are
that's
number
true.
1.
That's true. But I mean, on both sides of the ball, we're struggling in the red zone.
That is true. And like I said, I mean, we made that point last time. It's like, when you have a pass interference in the end zone every fucking
Right.
game, it's going to suck. In
And
the
guess
red
what
zone.
happened? We had one.
Oh.
Yeah, we had one.
So after the Lutz field goal, it's 13-13. We had a boxing match break out in the
Oh
game.
my god.
CD gets into the head of Bears Wims, and he loses his fucking mind. I tweeted this last night. I've seen a lot of football games. I've seen a lot of fights.
Yep.
The one thing I will never, ever, 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 ever understand is another grown man
I know where you're
with a
going.
brain in his head
Yep.
punching another person with a helmet on.
It makes no sense at all.
It's never worked in the history of Everdom.
No.
It's never knocked anybody out.
Right.
People still keep doing it.
Absolutely.
Punch him in the throat.
Or do a LeGarrette Blunt and wait till the handshake after the game, then punch him in the
And then
face,
knock
right?
his
Like, you know, it's like punching. You're gonna break your hand punching a face mask. It doesn't make any sense. man.
Albeit he did do it open-handed, but yet again, as you can see from CD's reaction, who just looked at him and pointed at him to the
Right.
referee,
Like-
like what are we doing here?
Nothing's gonna happen there.
Yeah, and they said it was. It comes out that he ripped his mouthpiece off.
Okay.
CD. They said that CD on like 2 or 3 plays earlier, or something like that. Wim's mouthpiece was hanging off, and
Yeah.
he was like talking shit, and he ripped it off.
Okay.
So then after the play is when CD goes over. Well, he goes over to CD, and then rips it off, hits him once. As CD turns, he flinches. I don't know
Right.
if you noticed that.
I
He
did,
flinched
I
like
did.
a little bitch.
Right.
And then he hits him again, and that's when Jack Rabbit comes over and jumps on his back. Florida boys sticking together.
Yo,
I like
I
it.
want that dude on my team. Anytime, come fight for me, dog.
But so Wims comes out today and says that it was because CD spit in his face. Now, the face guard that CD Williams was wearing will beg to differ.
Right.
Because it covers his mouth.
Yeah. How is he gonna do that?
Also, you did the same thing, which he did to you. You ripped his mouthpiece
Right.
out. And he's saying he tried to rip his chain off.
Yeah.
It's like, it's such caca. You made a stupid fucking bonehead play that completely finished the momentum swing. Because
Right.
we get back into the game, we tie it up, and then you do this.
Oh, yeah.
And you set your team up, and it's just I can't understand how in his mind you think this is a good idea. Like,
I don't know. He just got in his head, man. I mean, yeah. Like, he got kicked out of the game, so now you can't help your team at all anymore.
Yeah.
You know? So,
CD lives rent free in these motherfuckers' heads.
I'll tell you what, man. He's an asshole, but he's our asshole. So,
Right,
you know,
that's right. I'm gonna back him.
So I
I'm gonna
ride
back
with
him
him
every day.
Right. I'm a
Keep
ride.
being that motherfucker.
I'm gonna ride with him, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You go to another team,
You
I'll
remember,
motherfuck you.
because
though.
I don't know if you remember last time we played them, and when Cohen was on, is he still on their team?
Yeah,
now?
the short
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, he was like making fun of him for being short and stuff. Just like he's just that type of dude, man. He plays. They actually, I listened to his interview today, and they asked him about it. And he was basically saying like, I'm not going to change who I am. That's who I am. You know, that's who I've always been. I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing, and it's worked so far. So, I mean, obviously, I hope it doesn't ever come to the
Hurt
point,
us.
where it hurts us, like
Yeah.
him being the one initiating something like that.
You
But-
see, I don't think he is. I think he's that pest. I mean,
Yeah.
Michael Thomas
Right.
punched him in practice.
Yep.
Now we got this. I
Yep.
think he's just that pestering motherfucker.
he knows how to press those buttons,
It's
know.
awesome. I love it. Until you, like I said, until you go to another team, and I'll motherfuck you then.
Right, of
But-
course, but he's our asshole, so
Right.
we'll protect him for
And
now.
so, and also capitalizing off of this big momentum swing, Lattimore with the pick on Foles like immediately after.
yeah, what was that throw?
Whew,
by the way,
he's made some bad throws.
God.
I think that may have been the part where I think Joe Buck was like trying to act like he was Mitch Trubisky and be like, "What has to happen for me to get in the game?"
I mean, it is kind of confusing though, right? They benched him when they were 3-0.
yeah, but it's the same problem. They haven't put it this way. They haven't solved the problem, and
Right.
they haven't really regressed.
Yeah, it's just the same
It's the
situation.
same situation with these quarterbacks. So I guess if they're just like, well, fuck it, he's already in there. He's played more games than Trubisky at this point. People in the media, Bears fans are calling for Trubisky to get the fuck out the game. I
Yeah.
feel like they're just kind of like,
I mean,
trying to appease everybody.
That's true, but at some point it's like, okay, you traded up to get this guy. How committed are you to this guy? Like, you should probably trade him. If not, if you're gonna have Foles just go out there and do the same shit
But-
he was doing.
What's the trade value on this guy?
I mean, I don't know. You just take your bag of peanuts and run while you
I
can.
guess you're right.
My thing is like, you're not going to get anything for him down the line, so you might as well get what you can. I mean, also like you got to say he has more upside than Foles at this point. Even
Well, just based off of where they are in their careers.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'd say yes.
I mean, I don't think he had many starts in college. I think that was a big deal.
he only started one season at North Carolina.
Right, so it's like, I don't know, man. Foles is Foles. He is who he is now at this point in his career, man. He's gonna make some really terrible throws. I mean, he missed open guys.
Big Dick Nick, man.
I don't know, man. Every now and again, he drops a dime, and you're like, wow, what a throw.
Well, look.
And then he'll just take a terrible sack, and you're just like, man, sucks.
But that's every quarterback in the NFL. If you make it to the NFL, you better be able to drop a couple in there.
That's true. That's true.
So, yeah. So Saints interception on Foles. Then we got a second and Taysom.
Yeah.
I'm loving not seeing this on third down. I am
Yep.
absolutely okay with it.
Yeah, give us another down.
Exactly. Yeah. This is when it kind of starts to stop, though. They kind of start to stop it because they're only running these powers out of it. It's predictable.
It's very predictable.
It's predictable, but sometimes it works. And to their credit, they only ran it one more time after it got stopped. They didn't go
Yeah.
back to it, which
Right.
was good.
Yeah.
Excuse me, COVID. Anywho, yeah. So Saints get that. We go for it on fourth down from the 35. Converted to Deontay Harris. Then right at the gate, then we got another second and Taysom. Like I said, all power runs, no conversion there. End up on that drive with a 39-yard field goal from Lutz, 16-13. Bears go 3 and out. Saints start in Bears territory after a 12-yard return from Harris, another good return. Saints come up short on a 3rd and long. Saints go for it again on 4th down. This time they were stuffed, and that was that quick count with that toss to Kamara on the outside.
I hated it.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it. I kind of liked the quickness of it to get up to the line, because what they were also trying to do, I noticed like with the Bears tried to get the Saints to jump earlier.
Right.
They do come out and kind of do that little quick thing to where they come out and they do a quick count to try to get them to jump. Now, if you catch them sleeping on that, that's where it will work. So I didn't really hate it. It just didn't work out. Hindsight 2020.
Yeah.
But especially because of the whole quick count thing. But yeah, they stuffed it. They were there for that one. You're only going to trick this defense, the Bears defense, so many times.
I know, and that's the thing is like they're such a good defense. I think getting wide on them is hard. You know?
Oh, their fucking pursuit and angles are
Right.
fantastic.
So that's why I just probably would have preferred, something, up the gut. But
they were stopping that too, man.
I know, yeah.
They were stopping that too. I mean, so it was pick your poison there if you're going to run it. So yeah, I guess get it to your best guy in space and let him see what he can do.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, right?
Right. So where are we? So the Bears get the ball back. They also go for it on 4th down on the following possession when they get an overthrow by Foles again. Now Lattimore drops the interception, which I know pat the stats, but
right.
But him being upset, we're sitting in the living room being like, no, yes, drop it,
right? Please drop that.
But also at the same time, if I'm him going into a contract year,
you probably
want that
interception.
On
you want that number for sure.
You
but
want that number on there.
I think it's like 25, 30 yards difference in field position.
Oh,
or
it was
whatever.
huge.
Yeah,
it was huge. So that's why I was like, all right, thank you for dropping it. And I know everybody was upset, but perfect.
Yeah.
Then Drew gets out there and this drive was fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
He picked them apart, and then that 20-yard little dime from Drew to who was it? Taysom was great. He runs in fucking smiling and laughing. That was hilarious.
I mean, like plays like that, we need to get him involved in more plays like that. Dragging across the field.
especially
fast, man.
Especially, like, I don't understand how he wasn't at receiver more over these past couple of games.
I agree.
With Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders out.
Yeah.
I mean, it just didn't make it. Is he really he's got to be our number 2.
I guess.
Because
right now, considering the situation.
It seems like they're coddling him so he doesn't get hurt a little bit. Like, they're not using him as
Oh,
much
you mean
as they
number
used
2
to.
quarterback?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, he is our true, like, Jameis is the number 3 because they don't want to get him hurt.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, if you think about last year compared to this year, like when
Remember
we had
how they
Teddy,
did it with Teddy? They didn't use him at all.
Right, when Teddy was playing, wow. I didn't think about that.
I thought about that yesterday. I was like, why aren't we using him much? I was like, oh, he must really be our fucking backup right now.
Man. Well,
there you have it.
Hopefully Drew stays healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, so he picks them apart. Like I said, that whole drive was fantastic. Bears respond with an 11-play drive capped by Foles to Mooney TD after a solid goal line stand, but that was set up out of the Mario Davis pass interference on Jimmy Graham in the end zone. Jimmy Graham is the softest human being.
He is so soft.
On the history. I don't understand how you're so big and so soft. I mean, I saw it when he was playing for us. Man. He can't. I'm not sure of the last time I've seen him break a tackle.
Yeah, he doesn't do it.
He doesn't break tackles. He got hit in the back on some incomplete pass. He stops his routes, as Troy Aikman pointed out, I think 3 times yesterday. 3 times.
Yeah, he alligator arm stuff. Like, he doesn't reach his arms out.
He's got the wingspan of a fucking pterodactyl. Go get the ball.
He wants it to just like come to his chest
and
every
he's
time.
and like, he's done that. He's done that his entire career. He did
Absolutely.
that shit with the Saints. He did
Yep.
that shit with Seattle.
Agreed.
I mean, I when we traded him, I think I may have been one of the only ones celebrating that.
I mean, well, okay. So I would say this is kind of the thing is like we trade him for a center. So a lot of times,
An all-pro center.
well, right. But what I'm saying is most people,
okay, casuals.
yeah, casual fans
Yeah.
don't really understand how good Max was. You know,
Motherfucker's
Max Unger is
good,
incredible,
stinky
so
motherfucker.
smart. You know, like one of those guys that's like a rock for your offensive line. I mean, obviously, I was a little upset about it just because, like, you know, I didn't know who Max Unger was either. I had no clue who this
Yeah.
dude was, you know. But then, like, obviously, as things went by, you're like, oh yeah, Jimmy Graham kind of seems like a system guy, and you
Yep.
know,
Well, once you saw him in that Seattle offense,
right, and
man.
Seattle couldn't block anybody. Obviously, didn't try to block anybody, you know. So yeah. But I mean, man, I just kind of think back sometimes, and I think a lot of people do this. You see a lot of people on Twitter. They'll like whenever he has like a decent game on Saints Twitter, they'll be like, "Oh man, I really miss Jimmy. I wish we had kept Jimmy." Like, I mean, I feel it. Like, I understand where they're coming from. I do often think about like what his career could have been if he had stayed.
That's fair.
You know, because
fair.
like obviously we wouldn't have put him in the same situations that Seattle put him in to embarrass him like that, trying to block dudes and just
Oh my
whiffing and
God.
stuff like that. So I wonder where we could have gone as an offense. You know, would we have won in 2018, for example, if he was still on the team? 'Cause, you know, who did he play for? Green Bay, I think that year.
Yeah,
or
but you
whatever.
also got to think you keep him on the team. We don't pick up with Michael Thomas. We don't pick up these other guys.
That's true. That's true.
You know, like maybe our offense is clicking, but we don't need that receiver.
Yeah,
We're looking
yeah.
at it that way. But yeah, I mean, he's just so fucking soft.
He's so
man.
soft, man.
I can't stand to watch him play anymore.
I love to see it now. I love, like, you know, obviously when he was on our team, I'm like, oh, he's not soft, but like now it's just
I
like,
think you know what I think the biggest disappointment of that whole situation was? Stephon Anthony.
oh yeah,
That's who we used that fucking
yeah,
pick on.
exactly.
God
So we got
damn
nothing
it.
out of
We
that.
got
basically,
hosed on now.
Right.
Hosed ourselves.
Jesus.
But so anyway, Saints after that, Saints blow the opportunity to put the game away with a 3-and-out, punt the ball back to the Bears at the 2-minute warning. Then we after that on that play call, Jesus Christ, use your words here, Steven. On that drive, that third down play call, that automatic swing pass out the backfield to Kamara, man.
I mean, you saw how mad I was.
I know, but
through text.
even like I normally don't like agree with you on the play calling thing because
know
you
you
know
don't.
if it works then it's beautiful, but you know.
Trust me, a lot of times I'm just in
Right.
the moment, just pissed off.
But even now, when I was like, "Come on, what are we doing there?" I mean, it was a flat out. It was
I
no, it wasn't
know.
even an option.
No.
like it was a flat out, just right out to Kamara in the flat, and
Right.
it was.
And like, man, teams are keyed into that at this point.
Well, also like you have to think about what just happened on that last fourth down. Where
Right.
you tried to get on the outside with a toss play tool.
Exactly.
It's essentially the same thing, just a longer handoff, but
Yeah.
it gets them out in more space quicker.
True.
But still, I mean, the way that they closed on that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Because it's like you're hoping that one guy gets out there to him and he's able to beat that one guy, and that there's nobody else there in pursuit, which wasn't the case. Obviously, another guy showed up real quick, and it's over with. Like, you don't really have a chance. And like, I don't know, I go back and forth on this. Obviously, when it works, you're like, oh, that's incredible. But when you need to get 3 yards or 4 yards, I think it was 4 yards, and you throw the ball 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, like, the math there just isn't that great, right? Like, all of
Now
a
we
sudden,
need 6 yards.
right? Exactly, or 7 yards, whatever it was. So it's just like, all of a sudden I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. Obviously, I'm not an NFL play caller,
no,
but
it's a fair assessment to make. I mean,
Right.
you know, simple math. You casually just kind of watching a game.
yeah.
You would expect not to go backwards when you need to go forward,
Yeah, like,
especially on a third down to try to
let's just-
ice the game.
Let's just try to play on the other side of the line of scrimmage,
Yeah. Like, that's the point where even though we were kind of getting stuffed up the middle, that fuck it, just go back one more.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we find that little slip through for 3 yards
Agreed.
and get the first.
Agreed.
So now the Bears get the ball back, and then they have what we all thought was a fumble, but it does get ruled as forward progress, which we've talked about it. Letter of the law, it was
Right.
it was right. It was the right call, but I mean,
I want to see my man Pat's opinion on this if he ever watches
ever
it. If he ever sees it, yeah.
but yeah. So I mean, we talked about it a little earlier. Like we talked about how this is kind of a double-edged sword in the sense that you gotta forward progress was stopped, but the whistle wasn't blown.
Right.
Now, if Demario Davis is making that tackle, reaches up, even though forward progress is stopped, reaches up and grabs that man's face mask, it's a penalty. Play's not over. It's
Right.
a penalty.
Yeah.
You made a point like it's just like there's what if he breaks it?
Yeah, what if he breaks the tackle?
If he breaks out, if there's no whistle,
Let's be honest. What is like one of the first things you're taught when you're playing football as a kid?
go to the whistle.
Play to the whistle, right?
That's one of the first rules. Yeah.
So, like, if he breaks free, the whistle isn't blown, then they could just be like, "Oh, well, I thought it was forward. I thought it was forward progress, coach. That's why I stopped trying to tackle him." Right?
Yeah.
But it's like, but they didn't blow the whistle,
I just don't.
and
I
he
just
fumbled the
don't-
ball.
Right, and I get that, but I don't understand how like forward progress can stop a play before it's stopped
Yeah.
by the sense of the whistle. Like I'm
Agreed.
saying, like Demario Davis could have reached up, done something, pushed him out of bounds.
Yeah.
That would have been unnecessary roughness. Well,
Right.
also well, that's not a good example. Unnecessary roughness can be called at all times, but. Yeah, I mean, he reaches up, grabs a face mask after his forward progress is stopped. You see the flag on the play.
Right.
Or little things here and there. I just don't get it. And then also another thing that we were saying is like, was that ball even caught
Right.
on what constitutes now a catch in
Yeah.
the league?
Exactly.
But did he make a football move? Was he able to tuck it away even though Demario's hand was on the ball?
Right.
Like just some of these rules kind of butt heads.
Yeah, because
and
like
it doesn't make too much
to
sense.
me, it seemed like he barely even was able to tuck the ball.
he never really
Or he
did.
was trying to tuck the ball when it happened. So, like, how can you call forward progress before a guy has even tucked the ball in? That's
Right,
that's
the
my
thing.
thing.
Like,
I-
what's a
it's-
catch? So did he have the ball? Was
Right.
the play even like? Was it incomplete? Was it caught? Like,
Right.
What are we doing here?
And like I said to you earlier, I think the most egregious thing is that this is a non-reviewable play. Like
Yeah.
I don't. There's no reason why this play shouldn't be reviewable, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And as in another point that you made, it was like, oh, well, they don't want all of these plays reviewed because the game will take long. It's like, well, the coaches still only get 2. Mm-hmm. They still only get 2. So if you use them and you fuck up, then it's over.
Exactly.
You can't fucking challenge it anyway.
Exactly.
So, like I said, it was letter of the law. It was the right call. It
Yeah.
was the right call, but I don't know, man. It's just some
feels
other
like
stuff. Yeah.
it just feels like, man, like. I guess some years I feel like we get those bounces, like the year we won
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Oh,
or-
with the fucking Reds. Oh, excuse me, the football team.
Yeah.
Game.
Just shit like that, where like the ball bounces your way, and it's like, okay, it seems like a moment where we're finally getting one of those, and then not so much.
Yeah. So they actually do keep the drive going. They convert on a 4th down on the drive also after that. I mean, I saw on that 4th down play, I saw Cam Jordan getting absolutely held by his chest plate, trying to run past the guy getting held back. I'm not normally one to call this out, but I mean, when I can see something in my living room,
Yeah,
clear as day,
right.
and that guy is like, he's running right in front of that back judge.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that irked me a little bit. We didn't get that call, but that helped on that convert to 4th down. And then they go to another 4th down later in the drive with 36 seconds left. Also convert that one.
Yeah,
Cam gets a big sack to
Huge
set
sack.
up 3rd and 19 at the
yeah,
48.
that was huge, man.
But on a 3rd and 18,
Yep.
they move the ball up, they get a 17-yard gainer. Now that sets up 51-yarder with 13 seconds left. Santos nails it.
Yep.
Going to overtime. I thought they iced him. And he made that first one. I was like, oh yeah, it's
I
gonna
know,
work.
right?
It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
work.
finally gonna work.
But no dice.
Yeah.
So going to overtime, Malcolm Jenkins has one of the hypest coin tosses I have ever seen.
Yo, I loved it.
He was thrilled as fuck to get that
I
right.
heard him talking about it actually after the game. He said that normally he's a heads guy,
Ooh.
but everybody on the team was saying
Tails never fails.
tails, and so he was like, it's a team game, so he went with tails, and so I think that's probably why he was so jacked up about it, you know?
I'm mad. But yeah, so we received the ball going in after holding call on Smith Traquan Smith negated a 1st down catch and run by Kamara.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I may say that. A little parish.
I had
slang on
issue
it.
with that play as well.
Kamara.
I had issue with that hold, but anyway, with that Traquan hold.
I don't understand how you had an issue with that. He had his whole shoulder pad in his hand.
Well, this is the thing. 2 plays later or whatever,
Okay, well, if we're
or
going
a
to talk
couple-
about another play.
couple
then that-
plays later,
What?
we're on defense. Malcolm Brown, same situation where dude has his entire shoulder pad, and has pulled it up and out, and no call.
Well, okay.
So I'm like, come on, man, like just call the game fair. That's
Well, I
my
mean, was
thing.
that in the trench?
No, he was like trying to get outside.
Trying to get outside?
Trying to get outside. So it, like his shoulder was visible to the
Yeah.
sideline.
Uh-huh.
That,
Maybe they just
I don't know.
missed it.
That's just my thing.
I mean, I know how we always say it. It's holding on every play.
Of course.
Could have been missed, but I mean, it was a hold on
Yes.
Traquan. It was. But yes, they may have just missed that other one. But yeah, so negated that. I also want to bring up that we went 2 for 13 on third downs.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It wasn't good. That's not the normal Saints outing there.
No.
2 for 13 on third downs. But so punt the ball back to the Bears. Onyemata gets a big sack, brings up 3rd and 15.
Man,
The Bears convert on another Robinson catch on Lattimore.
I'll say this about Onyemata. So, I mean, obviously no one likes to see a player go down. Sheldon Rankins, I mean, come on. This dude's been through so much
I know
already in
He's
his
starting
career.
to starting to feel bad.
So you
for
started
him.
to feel real bad for him. And then Onyemata comes in, and dude was just like a wrecking ball. Like I know he only got the 1 sack.
He's been consistently fantastic for us, but also, I mean, to a casual fan, I think he's one of the most underrated defensive linemen in the league.
Yeah.
In the league, I will go on a ledge and say that.
And let's
In
be
the league.
fair, like, dude hasn't even been playing football that long.
Right?
Because, I mean, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I hate to see Sheldon Rankins go down. Obviously, I think he brings a lot to the team.
Well, no, I see what you're saying. You're not that worried about it, though.
Right. I mean, I think Onyemata fills in just nicely there.
Right,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, and that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It sucks to see him go down, but to have that guy is the best thing in the world.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why we paid to keep him around this year.
Yeah, so even with that catch on Lattimore, CD had a holding call on the opposite side of the field. They would have got a first down anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
The defense does hold up when T-Rex gets himself another sack.
Man, my man Trey.
T-Rex balling. What are you up to 6 now? 6.5, something like that? He's up there.
Either 5.5 or 6.5, one of the two.
Saints get the ball back with 3:48 left. Now, when we gave them the ball before that series, when Onyemata had a sack, I thought that was it. I was like, we just lost the game.
Oh, really?
Like, we gave them the ball, we just lost the game. I started watching from the kitchen, like peeking in. It's like, it's over. We just fucking lost it there.
Right.
But so
I hear ya.
that big sack, once we had that sack, it brought me back to life. And then we get the ball back with 3:48 seconds. 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Saints move the ball after a 2nd and Taysom. Then a nice completion to Traquan over the middle puts us into Lutz range without the wind.
Yes.
So with the wind, they had that little fucking line on the field saying, "It's like, well, you can take that off because he's not kicking from there."
Right.
So we keep chipping away, and then we got a lovely run by Kamara to the right side down to the Chicago 11. Then we have a delay of game because they didn't reset the clock or something about with getting a kicking ball in the game.
I was so confused by this whole ending of this game. I know you and I differed on our opinions on how it should have went down.
Well,
but
no. We'll get into that. I don't differ. I didn't differ from you, but I did end up agreeing with you. But yeah, go ahead.
I just feel like, why don't you call the timeout there, first of all?
Yeah, you got him.
You had him. So
You got him. Well, I just think
Instead of taking the 5-yard penalty.
nobody realized it.
Oh, yeah, maybe that was it.
Nobody, because even Sean was on the
Right.
sideline with his hands up, saying like we were getting a kicking ball. So they
Right.
really had no fucking idea.
And I don't know. I just don't like it in general. Like I said before, when you and I were talking, I mean, there was like a minute and whatever left. I don't know what it was, but it was first down.
Yeah,
I mean, even if you kneel the ball.
you get the clock running because the Bears had no timeouts.
No
left.
timeouts. You run
Right,
the
that was a
clock
big
down.
part, yeah,
You
Bears
call-
had no timeouts left. You might as well kneel the ball once and call your timeout.
Right.
So even if something happens on the sack,
Exactly.
on the snap of the field goal, you can just go down, take
Right.
another play.
Exactly. And even this, if you miss it, there's no time left on the
And
clock
there's-
for them to go
and
down.
there's less time. Correct.
Right, because I mean, let's be honest, Saints fans, we've all been through this. Barely any time left on the clock. The team has no timeouts. They throw a bomb. I mean, at that point, they don't really have to go that far. What, maybe 50 yards, 40 yards for them to kick a field goal?
Well, in this weather, they had to go a lot more.
Okay,
So
that's
you
fair.
take that into consideration
were we
also.
kicking into the win, or were we against the win?
We were. Ooh, I don't remember.
So
I
you
think
see
we were
what I'm-
kicking into it. No,
Okay.
we were kicking into it because that's where
Yeah.
they had the field goal lined up, and I was like, no, we need more yards.
Right. So think about this: if the wind's to their back, they don't need to go as far.
Well,
as
he
they might.
nailed Santos nailed that 51-yarder.
Yeah.
With the wind to his back. So
Right. So I don't know. Just in my opinion, I feel like you have the time to burn. Sean Payton said in his interview it was a gut feeling. So whatever.
Yeah.
I guess trust
well,
your
I
gut.
said,
but
I told you last night. I was like, when you have someone as automatic as Lutz,
Yeah.
you don't really, you probably don't really think about too much like that.
Right.
But in this situation, no, that's a very valid and good point.
Yeah.
That you might as well, especially being first down, bleed the clock, use your last timeout, and really just in case something happens. He already doinked one. You
Right,
know?
that's what I'm saying. It's just a game of variables. You never know what could happen. Like you said, you could botch the snap, and I don't know. Whatever.
Well, the botch snap thing, that's why you do it on third down or,
Right.
before fourth down. So you
Right,
have
right.
that. So you can just basically, the holder can just huddle up on the ground.
for
you know?
sure. I at least would have brought it to third down. That's what I'm saying.
So Lutz nails it, and we win 26 to
Get outta
23
here.
in OT. The game stunk of a fucking tie, and I would have rather lost.
Yes.
I would rather lose than have a fucking tie
I
on
don't
my
like
record.
that. I don't like
hate-
that little dash one on the side. I hate that shit.
I don't like three numbers.
Get
I like
outta
a nice-
here.
A nice round two.
Right. We don't want that shit.
Yeah.
But hey, man, ugly win. I'll take it.
Hey,
They don't have to be pretty.
look, on
Goes
the-
in the left column.
I know it's not the same with no fans there, but going to Soldier Field against the Bears, 40-degree weather,
Right.
that's their fucking element.
Right.
And even though their offense isn't there, the defense was firing on all fucking cylinders.
That's a good defense, man.
Yes, it is. It's a fantastic defense, and to put up 26 points, albeit with overtime,
Right.
it's a big win. Here's a fucking stat that blew my mind. We're 7th total ranked defense in the league.
Don't know how. Confused. Very confused.
What?
Yeah.
Is the passing defense in this league that bad this year?
I think it is. Yeah. Just in general, defense is not great.
Maybe it's.
It is.
Man, this is crazy, man. So Saints win, bring the win home. And do you need a home?
We're actually looking for a home.
Well, hey, do I have a guy for you, Chris Smith. For professional and truly dedicated service with real results, please contact the top producing agent in New Orleans, Chris Smith of Gardner Realtors. His number is 504-231-2004. That number again, 504-231-2004. Bingo.
I actually wanted to say another thing that was kind of surprising. Obviously, we didn't have. Kamara, I guess, rushed the ball pretty well. He averaged 5.6 a carry.
Mm-hmm.
But as a team, we rushed for 122 yards, and that's like with Deontay Harris losing 2 yards on a whatever end around sweep, and Michael Burton getting a 1 yard carry for on a 3rd and 1. So
That fucking irked me.
yeah.
Go on. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, I think it's good that we were still able to run the ball effectively, or we continued to try to run the ball effectively. We ran it 30 times, even when sometimes it really wasn't working out. Like Latavius Murray was kind of struggling today. I think he only averaged 2.1 yards per carry. But
yeah, they ran him right at him, right up the middle. They didn't really set him up too much for success.
Agreed. But I just think the fact that we continued to try to run the ball was good. Obviously Sean Payton is known for
abandoning
the run very quickly. So I think the fact that he stuck to it was probably part of the reason why we won this game.
Yeah, that's true, man. I'm also sick of hearing about this fucking air yards.
I know.
I've watched a lot of football. And I haven't heard them talk about this fucking air yard situation unless Drew Brees is playing in a game.
I know.
Now, what did you say about Nick Foles?
So he averaged 6.6 yards through the air, right? So, but then take away that 50-yard bomb,
Right.
And then I don't know what was it, like 2 point something, or would have been, or whatever.
It's like 2-point-something yards.
Yeah,
That's fucking ridiculous. Let's
Yes.
talk about that.
it's terrible.
Jesus, dude, I'm just so tired of hearing about that, man. I just,
It's a narrative, man. You know what it is? It's just they think he's done because he's old and feeble or whatever. I mean, let's be honest. Like, we have to admit that there is some decline.
well,
I'm not even going to talk about with arm strength or whatever. It's more accuracy, I think, issues.
he hasn't been the same Drew Brees.
Right.
Now, we are spoiled, and he is still insanely accurate.
Exactly.
He is still very, very accurate, but it's like
Right.
that Cooks across the middle. He would not have missed that first
Right.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Or there was one earlier in the game, I think, where he man, Traquan was wide open coming back for a pass, and he just like threw it into the ground by his feet. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time he makes that throw. So I don't know. Yeah. The weather conditions might have had something to do with it. You know. I don't know.
Of course it did.
I'm not that worried about it as long as we keep winning. I could not care less what his
Throw for negative fucking 1 yards in
Right.
the air if we keep winning. Shut the fuck
100%.
up.
100%.
I know Patty hates this, but we held another runner under 100 yards.
Let's go, Patty. How you feeling?
Held him under 100 yards. He only had, 78? Take away that 38-yard run, he's down to 40, and we did the math. It's about just a little over 2 yards per carry if you
Yeah.
take away that one rush away. So
Yep.
I think that's a big fucking deal. I
Yeah.
hate that he downplays that stat.
And then Trubisky had his one.
yeah.
I was like so confused when they trot him out there. I'm like, why are they
Joe Buck and Aikman were like, Trubisky's in the game.
Yep.
What?
And then he just like one carry for 3 yards. I was like, okay, well, he's not Taysom Hill, but good luck, guys.
Yeah,
you
good
know?
luck with that. But yeah, so like I said, big win on the road. Fantastic to do when you're in our spot with our offense being so down and our defense
Yeah, man.
holding on. Luckily, we played this offense this week.
Yeah, I'll say one thing about the defense too is like it seems like they make a lot of plays when they need to make a play.
Hey, I mean, fuck.
You know?
better make a play then than never, I guess.
Right, exactly. I have no clue how we're ranked that high. It doesn't really make any sense to me, except for maybe just us being really good against the run.
It's got to be. I mean, we're 4th against the run, 17th against the pass.
Yeah,
How are we 17th?
that makes no sense.
There's 15 more teams that are worse
know.
than us at defending the pass?
I know. I mean, I'm
Good
telling you, that's just how
Lord.
bad defense is in the NFL
You know
right
what?
now.
It's got to be because all the defensive pass interferences, because they negate the yards.
Oh
from that.
yeah, you're right.
So
You're right.
they gain the yards from that, but we
Right.
don't have those yards on the books.
That makes a lot of sense.
So, and especially as many as those as they called in the beginning of the year.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, those get recorded as 1 yard touchdown passes afterwards, right? Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
right.
So let's get around the league here. Atlanta gets by the Panthers with the 25-27 win. Atlanta's offense goes for 400 yards, still can't find the end zone. This anomaly of this offense
Yeah.
is insane.
I love watching it though. It's great.
I do. You have these what should be touchdown machines in Julio Jones. Gage is really fast. Todd Gurley does have a lot of touchdowns.
Calvin
right now, actually.
Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, who
Yeah.
could be a number 1 fucking receiver
I
in
know.
this league.
They move the ball really well.
They do.
20 through the 20s.
It's crazy.
It's incredible, but then like they just can't punch it in.
They shit the bed in the red zone.
Yeah.
You have Julio Jones who can jump out of a fucking gym.
Yeah.
How? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know if you watched
don't
that
get
first drive. I think they might have completed it was like a pass to Julio, pass to Julio, pass to Hayden Hurst, and like they're in the red zone, like just like that, like 3 plays, they're in the fucking red zone, and they kick a field goal. Just like, man, what happens?
It's got to be so frustrating, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be frustrating to be the fucking Falcons fan.
I fucking love it though.
I love it to death.
And hey, keep winning those meaningless games.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah. Especially against the Panthers. That
Yeah.
was perfect. That helps us
Exactly.
out a little bit.
Yeah, don't
Puts a little cushion.
Just get a medium draft pick. That'll be great.
That's
You know, 7-9, just 7-9, just a shit draft pick. You know, I mean, I love it.
Yeah, they need a coach, too. So we'll
Yeah.
see where that goes.
I know.
Tua gets his first win. That was good to see. 28-17 over the Rams, too, which is awesome.
Yeah, but he didn't look all
No,
that
he
great,
didn't.
let's
He
be
didn't. But
honest.
he hasn't played football in a year.
That's true.
He hasn't played football in a year, and now he's in the NFL. He's still got one of the prettiest balls I've ever seen.
That's true. I'm sticking with Herbert as my rookie quarterback of the year. But
For sure.
yeah.
Bet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tua. I'm Tua.
Should we wait though? Because it's a smaller.
No. We're doing a Clausen Tebow bet here.
No. That's what I'm saying. Should starting now?
No,
Because-
we're doing a thing. You can have the Herbert games.
Okay.
You can have the Herbert games.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, shake on it.
Yeah.
All right. Tua versus Herbert.
Yeah.
We're in another bet here.
Let's do it.
I think I have a winner on this one.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
Fucking Clausen. God
He also plays for the Dolphins. Keep that in mind.
damn. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Pitt remains undefeated, beating Baltimore 28-24. Lamar Jackson's passing game is rough.
It's not great,
It
dude.
is not great. They fucking ran the ball great though.
Yeah, they do run the ball well.
I think they
question.
had. I think it was like 46 run plays.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But that's
boy.
just in spite of his,
right.
terrible passing.
But they're running the ball well. It's not like they're not getting any yards.
Yeah, but it's also like if your quarterback's completing 46% of his passes, which he did this past weekend,
Yeah.
probably going to want to hand that off,
Probably so.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's Bungles get a win over a solid Titans team. Love to see that, 31-20.
That screwed up my fantasy team. Damn you, Joe Burrow.
You'll be all right. You'll be okay. You're still in first.
I know.
Dallas loses this week's suck bowl of the NFC East to the Eagles, 23-9.
Is there a harder game to watch than
Dude,
those playing each other?
I cannot watch Carson Wentz
He
play
is
football
so bad.
anymore. The decision making he makes is crazy bad. Like
What happened?
I don't think nothing. He had 1 year.
Right.
He had 1 year when no one had film on him.
I guess that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely it because he comes out of North Dakota State.
Right.
Where you're not playing against great talent.
Nope.
Let's just be real.
Yeah,
like you're not playing against the top guys.
Very true.
You're putting this bland bullshit on film, and then when you get to an NFL offense, you're gonna thrive in it at first if you're just doing this regular shit because
Right.
you're getting thrown into this complex. Now, obviously, you have to understand the playbook. Where obviously, I guess he does.
Yeah, I would think so at this point.
But the decision made. Oh my god, dude!
It's terrible.
He's rough to watch.
But like the fact that they play in a division that's so bad that he can just suck it up for almost the entire game,
Seriously.
and then still pull out a win.
I'm like screaming at the TV. I want to see Jalen Hurst play so bad.
Yeah,
I think he would steal that job.
absolutely.
I think that's why they drafted him so high.
Yeah.
It had to have been.
No question. But it's not hard to steal that job. Let's be
Not
honest.
right now. Fuck. But he's fucking holding on to it. I mean, I guess when you draft a guy that high, that early, you're going to have to stick with him for a while.
Right.
Before you
Of
go over to
course.
the third round pick,
Unless you're the Bears, and
Unless
you're
you're
like,
the Bears.
we'll throw Foles in there and see what happens.
Oh, man. Minnesota rolls over the Packers. Great for us. Helps
Also,
us out.
Kirk Cousins is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right?
I'm going to put that game solely on Dalvin Cook.
Well, that's the
That
thing.
dude Bubba Bald.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, if he's running well, Kirk Cousins plays well. If it's all on Kirk Cousins, it's over with. He sucks.
I don't think that's Jekyll and Hyde. I think that's just exposing Kirk Cousins for
Maybe
who he
so.
is.
Maybe that's it.
I
Yeah.
think it's just that's all that is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, with Dalvin out those past, 2 or 3 weeks, whatever he was out, they were garbage.
Well,
Kirk
right.
Cousins looked like he was stealing money.
But I think they also changed the way that he plays when he went there because it's a lot of based on play action, obviously, right? And so that's why they're more effective when they can run the ball well because
Yeah.
it's all built off of play action. And like I don't think he's that type of quarterback really. And so when there's no effective run game there, he is just terrible. So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, no. I think you're right there. I think that's a good point. Nothing to report on from our guys from Washington because it's their bye week. It's probably just as good as a win at this point.
yeah,
So
they'll probably
good for
take
them.
it. They'll
Good for
take that.
them. Sean, I did talk to Sean. He's okay. He will be sending a Pat rebuttal to what Pat did last week for
Oh,
him.
nice.
So he's going to have an answer for Pat, and I was going to save it for when Pat's here, so
Okay.
he can have a good reaction to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And last but not least, Tampa Bay plays tonight. Well, last night, because we're in the future. The future. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. They won. They beat the fucking Giants.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Go out on a pretty sturdy limb here and
It
say
would take
that.
a miracle for them to lose that game.
Yeah, so see where we stand after this week, and we will be back later this week to break down well, I guess we don't need to break them down so much because we did a giant preview piece on them at the first game of the year.
Right.
But they did add some weapons in Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I think we could just talk about where they've improved also.
Yeah, and every aspect because they have gotten better.
Yeah, there's no question.
They have gotten better. So we're going to touch on that later this week, and you will hear that on Friday.
And hopefully we have some news about some guys by that point, like Michael Thomas. Hopefully he's ready to rock. It's about damn time.
Sanders should be back.
Yeah, Sanders
right?
should definitely be back.
Right.
Hopefully we can get Callaway back even. That'd be solid,
We'll find out what's up with Rankins here.
Yeah.
See what's going on there and all the other injury news.
See
Also,
if,
trade deadline will be passed.
Right.
So we might have some new Saints players to talk about here.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening, but I also didn't think that we would trade for Quan Alexander.
Yeah,
and
me
here we
either.
are.
I mean, might be too soon to get him up to speed to play, but who knows? Might be able to see him in a couple, maybe goal line packages, and hopefully he doesn't run past somebody like Craig Robertson did.
I'd rather him out there.
Yes, anyone.
All right, bub. Let's get out of here.
All right,
Thanks
brother.
for listening. Who dat?
Who dat, baby? Let's
I
go.
love you all.
You are listening to Pro Saints Talk, presented by Boot Crew Media. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Boot Crew Media. That is crew with a K.